Yeah, every year presents different challenges, and you have to keep the cap in mind, obviously, that we're all up against. You don't want to mortgage too much of the future, and you want to remain competitive as long as you can. So I think ideally we'd like to keep the core players that we have, the very good players that we have, and they're all very good. And I don't want to name players because I don't want to leave any out, because they're all in one way, shape, or form a priority. But you want to try to keep as many as you can, and you want to keep the pipeline coming from the players that we already have and give them opportunities. So, one door closes, another one opens. And so we feel like we have some players that could surprise some people next year if they're given the opportunity.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition, a special lunchtime edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. Let's start off the show like we do, because we don't have that much time to talk, but we do have some updates to, of course, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers situation, and, of course, a quarterback looking like he's off the board. Three things: bring your passion, bring your excitement, just don't bring any nonsense. And according to Ian Rappaport and also Jenna Lane, Rappaport from NFL Network reported earlier, just a couple hours ago, that the Bucs were going to franchise Chris Godwin, but indeed that is not true. In fact, he says the Bucs and Chris Godwin are working on a long-term deal, and he'll be tagged if they don't get it done. No deal is close or imminent, but a deal is at least in the realm of possibility. So a final answer will come closer to 4 p.m. Of course, the franchise tag, and what makes a difference out of this is the franchise tag at 4 o'clock has to be on a certain player. A lot of people right now are saying it's Chris Godwin. That would cost the Bucs in their cap about $19.2 million. The reason why this is important is because if that does happen, then more than likely Carlton Davis and other players on this team will not see that cap. Furthermore, if they do that, that takes a lot of their cap away. So they're not going to be able to basically take that money and put it into other places. So that's why the Bucs right now are working, it seems like, according to Jenna Lane of ESPN, 24 hours now, working on a long-term deal for Godwin at this juncture. So I will not have that update when it happens, but we will have a show after, say, about 6 o'clock, 6:30 with J.C. Allen of Pewter Report, giving you the latest information. But right now, nothing officially has happened with Chris Godwin and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, why this all makes sense at this point is because the breaking news of the day besides that is, according to Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network, the Packers and MVP Aaron Rodgers have agreed to terms on a 4-year, $200 million deal that makes him the highest paid player in NFL history. Let me repeat it again. 4 years, $200 million for a 38-year-old quarterback. That's $50 million. And get this, guys, he gets a whopping $153 million guaranteed. Why is that important? Well, because not only do they redo that deal with Rodgers, but also it frees up money for Davante Adams, which, according to Rappaport, they are going to franchise tag him. So the whole emphasis of Aaron Rodgers moving on to another team looks like it's not going to happen. And if you're Rodgers at that point, why would you do that? Well, why is that important to Bucs fans? Well, because it takes a quarterback off the board. And then on top of it, Rodgers stays with the Green Bay Packers in the NFC North. And if you look at the quarterback landscape right now, you have Aaron Rodgers with the Packers. You would assume the Rams will have back Matt Stafford. The 49ers will be in the mix. Why would you want to leave for the AFC? Why would you want to go with the Denver Broncos, which the Pat McAfee of the Pat McAfee Show is reporting that Rodgers was contemplating not only retirement, but also going to the Denver Broncos. So right now, Rodgers is going to stay, it looks like, with the Green Bay Packers. And of course, that takes a quarterback off the board for the Bucs. And how this all works in conjunction together is if you can get a long-term deal with Chris Godwin, maybe you free up money to go out there and sign a quarterback. Maybe you free up money, not maybe about it, you get an opportunity to sign your own free agents. So the deadline's at 4 o'clock. Let's go out to Christopher Cole here. Let's see what he has to say. Oh my God, Rodgers is all about money. I mean, that's what it comes down to, right? It comes down to show me the money. But Rodgers felt like, you know what? I deserve to be paid it. And you look at his numbers over the last 2 years here. 2020, 48 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. 2021, 37 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. The 2-time MVP looks like he's coming back for the Green Bay Packers. So mark that quarterback off the board for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't think it was legitimate anyway, because there's no way the Bucs could afford that. There's no way. I don't think they could do it. And then at the end of the day, you know, if you're Aaron Rodgers, the situation in Green Bay seems like a lot better than any other team in the National Football League, because you're familiar with that situation. So open phone line if you want to call up. We're on the lunch break here. We'll go for a little bit longer, probably another 8 minutes, and then we'll call it a day. Of course, we're live on I Love St. Pete, the Hub, and Amped Up Sports. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. Tribal Troll in the house. Had to give you the update here as Bucs fans are waiting for this decision to come down. And it could come down to the very last hour. And it's crazy to think, but this is important for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as an organization to get it done. Because if you can get a long-term deal with Chris Godwin, then you can free up some money to sign some other players. If not, then more than likely your cap is going to be devoted. You look around the other stories around the National Football League. Mike Gesicki, tight end for the Miami Dolphins, got franchised. Dalton Schultz of the Cowboys has been franchised. And of course, the Dallas Cowboys have freed up about $22 million because they have redone the deal for Dak Prescott and Zach Martin. So once again, free agency, we are only about, I would say, Wednesday, next Wednesday is when the free agency bell starts. That's when the new year starts. And then, of course, you got the legal tampering period, which is on that Monday. So we'll see how it works out. But from a Bucs standpoint at this juncture, you're kind of wondering if they're going to get a deal done with Chris Godwin, which would be long-term, or are they going to have to franchise tag him? We'll have more on this later on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Once again, JC Allen of the Pewter Report will be coming on. We'll be coming on a little bit earlier tonight, taking your phone calls. I know this is last minute, but he had to get it out there. One Super Bowl. A lot of people looking at that situation with Aaron Rodgers. So we'll see if Russell Wilson is going to be in the plans of the Bucs or other teams around the National Football League, because it hasn't happened yet. You haven't had a quarterback trade yet. But the next week here is going to be pretty busy, and we'll have you covered here on the Sports Web. Not only that, on Amped Up Sports, the Hub, and of course, I Love St. Pete. So we'll read this comment, and then we'll probably get out of here because I'm going to get to lunch here. We've been on about 10 minutes. Wanted to give you the update here, Bucs fans. Nothing is coming across the wire right now. Again, The deadline is at 4 o'clock for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to get a franchise deal done with Chris Godwin. I hate Rodgers. I think there's a lot of people out there right now, especially Bears fans, that hate Aaron Rodgers. And let's face it, Rodgers has owned the Bears in his career. Yash says we have quarterback Trask. Let's just work on Godwin. We'll see. We'll see if that's the direction the Bucs are going to go. We'll see if it's going to be Blaine Gabbert or Kyle Trask here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. We'll be back here later on with JC Allen of the Pewter Report. 3 things on your lunchtime break with the Sports Web. We'll watch. We'll give you the latest here. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time, and it's your time. Have a great day.
Stan Arthur here for the I Love St. Pete Facebook group. If you're a business owner looking to connect with tens of thousands of potential new local customers, you owe it to yourself to get enrolled in our Key Tag Rewards program. Since 2019, we've signed up more than 200 local merchants. Sponsor opportunities are available too, such as our group banner ad and even your own custom key tags. Just go to stpetekeytag.com, get enrolled, and get ready to get busy. stpetekeytag.com.
Dan, his rehab's going well. He's been a special player as well for us. He's really overachieved in relation to where he was drafted and where we got him. It's hard to imagine Buccaneers offense without Chris Godwin, and love to have him back, and we'll continue to try to work towards that.
Yeah, I've only had 2 under before, Hines Ward and Larry Fitzgerald, so I don't really want to lose Chris. They're hard to find. Knowing Chris and the way he works, and he had good surgery, so those guys are coming back faster and faster and faster now, and I don't think that's going to be a problem at all.